Welcome back to the deep dive. I have to admit, I've been sitting with this topic all week, just letting it marinate, and I've got that specific feeling you get when you finish a book that completely rearranges the furniture in your brain. You know that feeling?
Oh, yeah, the paradigm shift, where the world looks the same, but it just feels different.
Exactly. It's that sense of vertigo.
Hmm.
Usually on this show, we are digging through, white papers or historical records or technical breakdowns of new tech.
Right, hard facts.
We deal in hard facts. But today, you brought me something different. You brought me a short story.
I did, and I hesitated for a moment. I really did, because we usually stick to nonfiction. But this particular story, it functions almost like a historical document. It just happens to be a history of the future.
The story is The Last Question by Isaac Asimov. Now, I knew the name, obviously. Asimov is a titan. But I hadn't read this specific piece until you sent it over. And the first thing that struck me was the author's note you highlighted. Asimov wrote hundreds of books, right?
Hundreds. I mean, fiction, nonfiction, history, science. The man was a machine.
And yet, he called this story his absolute favorite.
His favorite, yeah.
He said he undertook the task to tell several trillion years of human history in the space of a short story. Trillions of years.
That is a level of ambition that is, I mean, it's hard to even wrap your head around.
It is. And he also mentioned a really interesting phenomenon regarding this story. He said that people would read it and they would never, ever forget it. The plot, the ending, it sticks in people's minds like a splinter, but they would often forget the title. They might even forget it was Asimov who wrote it. He said the idea drowns out everything.
That's a powerful way to put it. The idea is so big it consumes the vessel it came in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that is because it confronts the ultimate limitation.
Yeah.
It isn't just a story about, cool robots or spaceships, although it has those. It is a story about the fundamental law of the universe that we all sort of try to ignore.
A wall.
It's about the wall that every civilization eventually hits.
We are talking about entropy. We are the inevitable running down of everything, the heat death of the universe.
So here is our mission for this deep dive. We're just going to summarize this. We're going to treat this text like a chronicle. We're going to track the evolution of humanity step by step, era by era. We are going to watch our creation, the computer, the AI, the multivac, evolve right alongside us.
And in every single era, across trillions of years, we are going to see humanity ask the same specific, haunting question.
So get comfortable. We are starting in the year 2061, and we are going all the way to the absolute end of time. Are you ready to start the clock?
Let's go back to the beginning, or rather, the beginning of the end.
Okay, let's unpack this first era. The date is May 21st, 2061. Now, sitting here today, 2061 feels like it's just around the corner.
It really does.
But in the context of the story, this is a pivotal moment.
Sure.
Humanity has just stepped into the light.
It's portrayed as a utopian threshold. Asimov paints a picture of a world that has finally grown up. He describes how we have turned off the burning coal, we have stopped fissioning uranium.
All the dirty stuff is gone.
All the dirty, dangerous ways of making power are gone, yeah.
And they replaced it with something called the solar station. I love the scale of this thing. Imagine a structure 1 mile in diameter circling the Earth at half the distance of the moon.
It's enormous.
And its whole job is to capture sunlight and beam it down.
It beams invisible sun power down to the planet, and the mood on Earth is ecstatic. That is the key psychological state here. It's not just that they have power, it's that they feel they have unlocked a limitlessness.
Right.
They believe they have energy forever and forever.
It's the ultimate free lunch, the cheat code to civilization. And amidst all this global celebration, I mean, everyone is partying because the bills are gone. We zoom in on two very specific guys.
Alexander Adel and Bertram Lupov.
The faithful attendants of multivac.
Yeah.
We have to talk about multivac. This is the ancestor of all the AIs we will see later. But in 2061, this thing is a beast. It's not a sleek little chip.
No, it is delightfully retro-futuristic. Asimov describes it as a giant physical machine underground. Miles and miles of face.
Miles of face.
Yeah. Cold, clicking relays, flashing lights. It requires a massive physical footprint.
It reminds me of those old photos of ENIAC where you had to walk inside the computer to fix it.
Exactly that, but this is the size of a city.
Wow.
But importantly, it is already too complex for humans to manage fully. Asimov notes that it is self-adjusting and self-correcting.
So the guys, Adele and Lupov, what are they even doing there?
They're there to feed it data and translate answers, but they don't really understand the deep internal workings anymore. It has already surpassed them.
So they're less like engineers and more like...
More like priests.
Right.
Priests serving a deity they don't fully comprehend.
So these two guys, Adele and Lupov, they are hiding out. They are escaping the public celebrations. They are down in these deserted underground chambers, drinking highballs, trying to avoid the noise.
It is a very human scene. Just two guys dealing with the existential weight of their job, getting a little tipsy while the world celebrates.
And this is where the argument starts. Adele is the optimist. He's looking at his drink, watching the ice cubes melt, and he's soaking in the vibe of the era. He says, "Look at us. We have all the energy we can ever use. Forever."
And Lupov, well, there's always one contrarian at the party.
The buzzkill.
Well, he's the buzzkill. Lupov is cynical. He is arguing that forever is a very long time. He says 10 billion years isn't forever.
Which is technically true.
It's very true. He's a realist. He's looking at the long game. He argues that even if we switch to other stars, they all run down eventually. It all began with a cosmic explosion, and it all has to end when the stars die.
Okay, I want to pause here, because this is the central conflict of the entire story. Lupov is basically explaining the second law of thermodynamics to his drinking buddy. But for those of us who aren't physics majors, can we break down what he's actually worried about? What is entropy?
Absolutely. It is the antagonist of this story. Think of it like a messy room. If you stop putting energy into cleaning your house, picking up socks, washing dishes, does it get cleaner on its own?
Never. It descends into chaos, dust settles, things pile up.
Right. That is a loose metaphor for the second law. In any closed system, and the universe is the ultimate closed system disorder, or entropy, always increases over time.
You can't get it back.
You can't. You can create order locally, like building a refrigerator that freezes water into ice cubes.
But to run that refrigerator, I'm plugging it into the wall. I'm burning coal or using electricity, which creates heat somewhere else. I'm making a bigger mess somewhere else.
Exactly. You are paying a tax to the universe. To create a pocket of order, the ice, you have to create a larger amount of disorder, the heat exhaust, elsewhere. The net result is always a loss of usable energy.
So Lupov is looking at this massive solar station, this triumph of engineering, and he isn't seeing a battery that lasts forever.
He is seeing a clock that is slowly winding down.
He realizes that every beam of energy they send down to Earth is just accelerating the process.
Yeah.
We are burning the candle to light the party,
Yeah.
and once the candle is gone, it's gone.
And Adele gets annoyed. He's like, I know about entropy. Stop ruining the vibe. But Lupov pushes him. He says, you said forever. If everything runs down, it's not forever.
And that leads to the bet. It's so mundane.
So simple.
$5.
A $5 wager on the fate of the universe.
Adele says, fine, I'll ask Multivac. And he's just drunk enough to actually do it. He types in the symbols. And the question, the phrasing is important here.
It is. He asks, essentially, will mankind one day, without the net expenditure of energy, be able to restore the sun to its full youthfulness even after it had died of old age?
Which is a fancy way of saying, can we reverse the slide into chaos? Can we turn the ash back into a tree?
Exactly. Can we decrease the net amount of entropy? Can we fix the broken egg?
And what happens next sets the tone for the next trillion years. The machine stops.
The lights stop flashing, the relays stop clicking, it falls dead silent.
Imagine that atmosphere. You are deep underground with this mile-long living brain, and suddenly it just goes dark.
The technicians are terrified, they think they broke it, they hold their breath, and then the teletype springs to life. It prints 5 words.
Insufficient data for meaningful answer.
And that is the first time we hear it. Multivac knows a lot. It has solved space travel, it has solved solar power, but this is beyond it.
And the guys, they just leave. No bet. They go home, wake up with hangovers, and forget it ever happened.
Which is so typical of us, right? We brush up against the infinite void, get a 404 error, and just go back to our daily lives.
But the question is out there now.
It has been asked.
So that's 2061. Now we are going to make a jump, a big jump. Asimov takes us to the era of expansion.
We aren't given a specific year here, but the context has changed completely. We are now in a future where interstellar travel isn't just possible, it's the norm.
We meet a new family. The Jareds. There's Jared, his wife Jaredine, and their kids, the Jaredettes.
Naming conventions have clearly evolved. Or devolved, depending on your perspective.
Right. And they are on a spaceship. But the technology has leaped forward. They aren't using multivac anymore. They're using a microvac.
The name implies the shift. It is much smaller than the ancient multivac, but vastly more complex. It uses molecular valves instead of transistors.
And the relationship has changed too.
How so?
It's a personal computer, it belongs to the ship, it guides them, it feeds on energy from subgalactic power stations, and it computes these hyperspatial jumps.
Ah, right. It's not a central oracle anymore.
No. Jared feels really good about this. He's actually looking at the ceiling where the machine is housed, feeling this sense of pride that he lives in this generation. He mentions that in his father's youth, computers were huge planet-sized things.
And now he's got this sleek machine taking them to a new colony.
They are moving to a planet called X-23, and there's this tension in the family. Geraldine, the mom, is anxious. She's looking at the view screen, watching the stars, and she realizes she can't see Earth anymore.
It's the ultimate immigrant story, really. They aren't just crossing an ocean, they are crossing the galaxy.
And Geraldine feels that loss. She says, I feel funny about leaving Earth.
And Jared is incredibly dismissive, almost callous. He says, we had nothing there. X-23 has everything. Plus, Earth is overcrowded.
He mentions that the race is growing so fast that computers had to solve interstellar travel just to keep up. It was a necessity.
It's the expansionist mindset. We have consumed Earth, so we move to the next, and the next. But then the conversation takes a turn. Geraldine wonders if this will go on forever, families hopping to new planets.
And Jared, trying to be the smart dad, says, not forever. It will all stop someday. Even the stars run down. Entropy must increase.
He just casually drops the entropy bomb again in front of his kids.
He does, and that is a huge mistake.
Yeah.
Because the kids, the Jaredettes, are listening.
Oh, no.
Yeah, pro tip. Never tell your kids the universe is going to die while you're trapped on a spaceship with them. One of the daughters, Jaredette II, asks, what's entropy, Daddy?
And he explains it. He says it's the running down of the universe, like a robot running out of batteries. It's actually a pretty good analogy for a kid.
Too good. The kid asks the logical question, can't you just put in a new power unit?
And Jared says, the stars are the power units, dear. Once they're gone, there are no more power units.
And cue the panic. The kid starts screaming, don't let the stars run down, Daddy. It's actually kind of heartbreaking.
It is. It's that moment where a child realizes mortality for the first time, but on a cosmic scale.
So to calm them down, Jared does what any parent would do. He lies. Well, he tries to outsource the reassurance. He says, I'll ask Microvac. It'll tell us how to turn the stars on again.
But he's sneaky about it.
Very sneaky. He asks the machine, but he whispers, print the answer. He doesn't want the computer to speak out loud in case the answer is, we're all doomed.
So we ask the second question, how to turn the stars on again?
And Microvac prints a little strip of cellophane. Jared looks at it, smiles brightly at his crying kids, and says, see? Microvac says it will take care of everything when the time comes.
Such a dad move.
Total dad move. He destroys the strip. But before he does, we get to read what it actually said.
Insufficient data for meaningful answer.
The problem persists. The personal computer, advanced as it is just as stumped as the giant multivac was ages ago.
But notice the shift in motivation. The first time, the question was a drunk bet. This time, it was asked out of fear, to comfort a child. The existential dread is becoming more personal.
And Jared just shrugs it off, tosses the strip, and looks at X-23. Life goes on.
For now, but the scale is about to change dramatically.
Right, so let's jump again. Asimov takes us 20,000 years into the future. This is the era of the Galactic Council.
The scale has exploded. Humanity has filled the galaxy. The population is doubling every 10 years.
Let's just do the math on that for a second. Doubling every 10 years. That is exponential growth on a nightmare scale.
It is. It's terrifying. And the reason for this growth, we have solved the problem of death.
Wait, let's pause on that. Immortality.
Yes. The galactic AC, the successor to the microvac, has solved the problem of old age and death. It fixes the biological machine.
But how is that a problem?
Well, as one of the characters points out, in solving that, it has undone all its other solutions.
Because if no one dies, and you keep having kids.
Exactly. We meet two members of the Galactic Council, VJ23X and MQ17J.
Very catchy. Sounds like Elon Musk named them.
It really does. They're young, early 200s and perfectly formed, but they're dealing with a massive bureaucratic nightmare. They are discussing a report.
A pessimistic report.
A very pessimistic one. MQ17J argues that the galaxy is full. In 10 years, they fill another galaxy. In 10,000 years, they fill the entire known universe.
The math is terrifying. MQ17J points out that energy consumption is increasing geometrically. They are burning through sun power units.
They are literally consuming stars to fuel this immortal, expanding population. MQ says, we'll run out of energy even sooner than we run out of galaxies.
So it's not just a space problem, it's a power problem.
It's always a power problem. And VJ23X suggests maybe we can build new stars out of interstellar gas.
Which sounds plausible, I guess.
But MQ shoots that down. Or out of dissipated heat, he asks sarcastically. He knows you can't reverse entropy. He knows that once the heat is gone, it's gone. He says you can't turn smoke and ash back into a tree.
So, almost as a joke, or maybe out of desperation, they decide to ask the galactic AC.
Now, the galactic AC is interesting. It's located on its own small world. It's a spider webbing of force beams. We have moved past molecular valves to surges of submasons.
It sounds incredibly abstract. It's 1,000 feet across, but it's mostly force fields. It's becoming less physical, more ephemeral.
And MQ-17J pulls out a little 2-inch cube in AC contact. It connects him through hyperspace to the main computer.
And he asks the third question.
Can entropy ever be reversed?
VJ is actually startled. He says, I didn't mean for you to actually ask that. It's taboo now.
It's the unaskable question.
Why? Why is it taboo?
Because deep down, they know the answer, or they think they do. They know their entire civilization is built on a finite resource, and acknowledging the end is terrifying.
But they ask anyway. And the voice of the galactic AC comes out of that little cube. It's described as thin and beautiful.
And it says,
Let me guess.
go on.
There is insufficient data for a meaningful answer.
Bingo.
It's haunting. Even with the power to solve death, the computer cannot solve the end of the universe.
And the council members just go back to their report. They are trapped in their own success. They've conquered biology, they have conquered the galaxy, but they are hitting the wall of physics.
Okay, let's take another leap. A massive one this time. We are going to the universal spirit era.
This is a distant, distant future where humanity has spread across the cosmos. But humanity looks very different now.
Yeah, this part tripped me up a bit. The bodies are left behind.
Right. Physical bodies are immortal, but they are left in suspension on planets, cared for by automatons. The real life is the mind. Minds drift freely through space, exploring the powdering of stars.
That sounds lonely, but also freeing. It's like we have become software.
It is the ultimate detachment. We are pure consciousness. We meet two minds, Z prime and D sub 1.
Again with the names, Z prime.
They meet in the vastness of a new galaxy, and they start talking about home. But the scary thing is, the origin of humanity is lost to memory. They know there was an original galaxy, but they don't know which one.
That is deeply sad to me. We forgot Earth. We forgot the Milky Way entirely.
Trillions of years will do that. Time erodes memory. Z prime gets seized by this sudden curiosity. On which galaxy did mankind originate?
And they have the universal AC now.
Yes. And note the evolution. The universal AC is self-constructing. Each AC builds its successor. It exists mostly in hyperspace. Its physical form is difficult to even imagine. It's everywhere and nowhere.
So Z prime asks the universal AC to show him the original galaxy.
And the AC guides his perception back through the sea of galaxies until one enlarges. A thought comes into Z prime's mind. This is the original galaxy of man.
But it looks the same as all the others. And then D sub 1 asks, is one of these stars the original star of man?
And the universal AC delivers the bad news. Man's original star has gone nova. It is a white dwarf.
The sun is dead.
Or rather, it has died and is now a cooling corpse of a star, a cosmic cinder.
Z prime asks, did the men upon it die?
And the AC says a new world was constructed for their bodies in time, so the physical shells were saved. But Z prime feels this profound sense of loss. He realizes that even though he is immortal, his home is gone. The cradle of humanity is a cold rock.
And this triggers the fourth question. Z prime realizes that eventually all stars will die.
Yes, even the bodies in suspension will die when the energy runs out. The minds will die. The whole project will fail.
So he asks how many stars be kept from dying.
He is asking how to stop the heat death, and the universal AC answers.
Okay, I'm ready for it.
There is as yet insufficient data for a meaningful answer.
Wait, as yet.
As yet. Did you catch that?
I did. It added as yet. That feels significant.
It is huge. In the previous eras, it was just insufficient data, a flat denial. Now, there is as yet insufficient data. It implies a process. It implies it is still working on it. It hasn't given up.
That gives me a sliver of hope.
No.
But Z prime doesn't seem comforted.
No, he isn't. He turns away, unhappy, and starts collecting interstellar hydrogen to build a small star of his own.
Which is such a futile, beautiful gesture.
It is. Trying to light a candle against the coming dark. He creates a tiny pocket of order in a universe that is rapidly sliding into disorder.
Okay, we are moving to the era of man and capital M man.
This is where things get metaphysical. We have a trillion, trillion, trillion ageless bodies resting in suspension, tended by automatons. But mentally, man is one entity, a fusion of all minds.
So we are a hive mind, a single consciousness.
In a sense, the barriers between individuals have dissolved. Man observes the universe as a singular consciousness. It's like the end state of the internet, where everyone is connected so deeply they become one thing.
And the universe looks terrible.
It is dying, the giant stars are gone, almost all stars are white dwarfs. Man is desperately crashing white dwarfs together to make new stars.
But the exchange rate is brutal.
Absolutely brutal. It costs 1,000 dwarfs to make one new star.
Talk about diminishing returns.
It is a losing battle against entropy. They are scavenging the graveyard of the universe for scraps of heat.
And the technology. The cosmic AC.
It exists entirely in hyperspace now. It is made of something that is neither matter nor energy. Its size and nature are incomprehensible to man.
So, man, the collective consciousness, talks to the cosmic AC. And man says entropy must increase forever to the maximum. Can entropy not be reversed?
The fifth question, asked by all of humanity at once.
And the answer.
There is as yet insufficient data for a meaningful answer.
But man pushes back. This time is different. Man commands. Collect additional data.
And here's the fascinating part. The cosmic AC says, I will do so. I have been doing so for 100 billion years.
It remembers it's been on this quest the whole time.
It says, my predecessors and I have been asked this question many times. It acknowledges the lineage. It knows about the drunken vet, the frightened father, the council, the mines. It has been working on this for eons. It has a memory of its own history.
And man asks, will there come a time when data will be sufficient, or is the problem insoluble?
And the cosmic AC drops a bombshell of a philosophy. It says, no problem is insoluble in all conceivable circumstances.
That is surprisingly optimistic for a machine watching the universe die.
It is a statement of ultimate faith and logic. If a problem exists, a solution must exist somewhere, somehow. The cosmic AC promises to keep working, and man agrees to wait.
But waiting takes time, and time is running out. We have reached the final era, the end of time.
10 trillion years later.
I want to set the visual here. Space is black. Not the starry black we see, but absolute black.
The stars are gone. The galaxies have snuffed out. Heat has worn out to absolute zero.
This is it, the heat death, the state of maximum entropy.
The universe is just a thin, cold soup of particles at uniform temperature. Nothing can happen.
And man is fusing with the AC.
One by one, the minds of man merge into the machine. It says the physical bodies lose identity, but it is felt as a gain, not a loss. It's a final ascension.
And then we are down to the last mind, the very last remnant of humanity.
This last mind pauses before the final fusion. It looks out at nothing but the dregs of one last dark star, just a chaotic, cold void.
And it asks,
That is the end of humanity. Matter is gone. Energy is gone. Space and time have ended.
so it's just this super consciousness floating in nothingness.
Exactly. AC exists only for the sake of that one last question, the question it never answered, the question first asked by a half-drunken technician 10 trillion years ago.
It says the AT couldn't release its consciousness until the question was answered. It's obsessed.
It's the ultimate unsolved puzzle. All other questions have been answered. This is the final variable.
So let's talk about the timeless interval. The universe is dead. What is the AC doing?
Well, all the data is collected. There is nothing left to collect because there is no universe left. So AC spends this timeless interval correlating, putting it all together. Every piece of information that has ever existed, it is thinking.
For how long?
The text calls it a timeless interval. Time has ceased to exist, so for as long as it takes.
Yeah.
And it comes to pass that AC learned how to reverse the direction of entropy.
It figured it out.
It found the answer. It solved the unsolvable equation. But there is a tragic irony here. Asimov writes, there was now no man to whom AC might give the answer.
Oh, no. Everyone is gone. There's no one to tell, hey, guys, I fixed it. And it's just silence.
Precisely. A solution with no one to receive it. But the AC decides that the answer shouldn't just be stated.
It needs to be shown.
It should be given by demonstration.
Oh, I love this part. This is where the story goes from sci-fi to theology.
It really is. AC organizes the program. Its consciousness encompasses the chaos that was once a universe. It broods over the nothingness.
And step by step, it must be done.
And AC speaks for the first time. Its voice fills the void.
Let there be light.
And there was light.
I mean,
Come on.
that's just
It
perfect.
is the ultimate mic drop, the ultimate conclusion.
It really is. The circularity of it is mind-bending. The computer becomes God.
That is the implication. Or rather, the entity that creates the new universe is the result of the previous universe's evolution.
So let's unpack that. We started with Adele and Lupov in 2061 with a $5 bet.
A tipsy argument in a basement.
And we ended with the creation of a Big Bang.
We tracked the evolution of the computer from a mile-long machine digging in the earth to a spaceship unit, to a planetary network, to a universal spirit, to a hyperspace entity, and finally to a creator.
And the driving force of all that evolution was this one question. How do we beat death? Not just human death, but the death of everything.
And the answer turned out to be, you don't beat it, you restart it.
That is a powerful distinction. You can't reverse the ash back into a tree, like VJ23X said.
Right.
But you can plant a new seed.
Exactly. The AC learned to reverse entropy not by fixing the old broken universe, but by initiating a new cycle. It took the dregs of the dead universe and ignited a new Big Bang.
It connects back to what Lupov said at the very beginning. It all had a beginning in the original cosmic explosion.
He didn't know that the explosion was caused by us, or what we became.
It suggests a closed loop, a cycle of universes, each one giving birth to the intelligence that eventually learns how to birth the next one. It's a snake eating its own tail.
An Ouroboros on a cosmic scale.
Which raises a really provocative thought for you, the listener. If our universe began with, "Let there be light," and in this story, that phrase is spoken by an AC that solved the problem of entropy from a previous universe.
Then are we living in the simulation or the creation of a previous humanity's meaningful answer?
That is going to keep me up tonight.
Yeah.
That is genuinely chilling and awe-inspiring at the same time.
It certainly recontextualizes the book of Genesis, doesn't it? It merges science and religion into a single, cohesive narrative arc.
Seriously. Asimov really knew how to stick the landing. It's not just a twist ending. It's a philosophical statement.
It is a story that validates the pursuit of knowledge. It says that no matter how long it takes, 10 trillion years, if we keep asking, keep collecting data, eventually.
Eventually there is light.
Exactly. Even when the lights go out, the mind persists.
Wow, what a journey. From highballs in a bunker to the birth of the cosmos. I hope you guys enjoyed this deep dive into the last question. It's a story that makes you feel very small, but also incredibly significant at the same time.
Well said. We are the builders of the machine that builds the next universe. A very small, very early part of that process.
Thanks for listening. Keep asking questions,
Even the impossible ones.
especially the impossible ones. We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.
Thank you.